Alright, so this is where I'm supposed to make some kind of comedic piece about some time metaphor about how, you're just in time for our review, or...
Justin Timberlake, in time.
Exactly.
Just in time.
But I'm above that.
I'm not.
I think this is one of your ones that you really want to see this month.
Yeah, this is one of my picks. I didn't think he did a horrible job. I don't think he's the best actor. I know there was this other... What's that other... The other movie, it's kind of like... with Mila Kunis. The other, We'll Sleep Together, but...
like, Friends with Benefits?
Is that it? I don't know. There's so many of those movies. But he's his worst acting in that movie.
I wasn't too much better in this one, though. So what did you think, actually, about The Minute Maid?
Eye Candy. Eye Candy's good. I thought she did a decent job. I mean, it's interesting because she's actually a better actor than Justin Timberlake.
Very much so.
Right? I mean, she's done some crap movies. Jennifer's Body.
And you can tell in this movie, when Justin Timberlake tries to make a joke or some kind of comedic piece, no one seems to laugh. But when she does, the theater lights up.
Well, I think he still thinks he's in the hip-hop world, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can see him like, I'm going to bust a move, Like, that's what you think he's going to do the whole time, right?
Alright, so what do you think of this movie in the sense of story? Since this is what I think everyone going into this movie was thinking. Like, there's a lot of thought process that went in behind that.
I think the concept was actually quite good.
Yeah, except if you want it to be somebody living out in the woods, a forester of sorts. I don't think that really works into his whole concept of time.
Yeah, we don't get into that.
Yeah.
So we won't get into it now.
We won't
Even
dig.
though you just did.
We won't dig?
No, unless it's for lost time. Because you can steal people's time. People have the bet time, and what happens is...
And they stiff arm each other.
Yeah, and there's a ghetto, and the thing is, there can only be so much time in a ghetto, and they don't want, you're pretty much born into your time zone, and that doesn't give anything away.
The caste system, everyone's given what they're given, basically.
Essentially. So what happens is there's the police, the time police, the timekeeper.
Oh, Timex.
Yes, Timex. That's the word of the day, Timex. Time, and then you add X.
Yeah. How about that Indigo?
Then I
Indigo?
On the Timex, yes.
I think I'm feeling old now. No one uses watches anymore. They didn't even have watches in this movie. Yeah, everyone just kind of watches their arm because then they figure out when they're going to die. But that doesn't really tell you when's supper.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Helpful.
That only tells you, gotta do all the things I want to do right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to die.
Chores.
Get it
Screw
on.
those. Yeah. I would like that, though. Screw the chores. Anyway, the start process of this movie, I felt like this was actually a really good plot for a TV show.
Well, I think it get boring fast though because it's really.
And on that, I'm going to shut you up before I clock you because I was bored fast in this movie because I felt like it was a TV show at the very start. What went wrong for me was the trailer. The trailer, you realize they're going to steal the time, which doesn't happen until the very end of this movie, like the last 45 minutes of this movie is when that comes in.
Yeah.
But overall, I knew, or everybody in that audience knew, if they saw the trailer, what was going to happen.
So one part of the story that I was really lacking was they talk about Justin Timberlake's his character's father, and they mention it in passing, and they talk about
they mention it in passing 6 or 7 times in that film,
and you never get history, and you're kind of like, I don't know, you feel kind of empty with that said because you're like, what was the point of that even being in there?
That's true, but that does kind of set up for some kind of sequel, prequel, or something.
But still, I just thought it was kind of useless to even bring him up. It's like, oh, I knew your dad. Good, I know that the grass is green. It's that relevant to the story. So that was kind
pretty
of
much
fun.
is. Yeah. So it was a really light and dark movie too, by the way.
And that's the thing I love. It's kind of reminded me of the book 1984 by George Orwell. Yeah. So if you don't know 1984, I'm not going to explain it. I think you can kind of guess what I'm saying, but I loved how it was so dark and it was so light, and it was like this world,
that there was no afternoon.
Yeah, and if you were in the top, no afternoon, silly man, and only the select few were in the light areas, right? Because it's like we said before, it's slum.
It definitely like a metaphoric piece of the entire movie.
Greenwich. Oh, Greenwich. Like the time zone? The Greenwich time zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about that. Riddle me that.
He just figured it out, so it's cool.
I think it's because I'm in the wrong time zone.
Maybe. Maybe just a little ways away on that one.
My clock's a bit slow.
We just went
At the
through
wrong
like
time. Sorry.
Daylight savings just happened too.
That's exactly what happened.
That's
Sorry.
it. You're catching
It
up.
only kicked in because of daylight savings.
I think it's that time.
I give it 3 out of 5 indigos.
Indigos or indiglows? Glowing? Glow?
Yeah,
Get it?
I
Get it?
like that.
Yeah. See, I'm not above it now. I do it now. So I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's the best I can do just because the story was ruined for me by the trailer.
Definitely
If it wasn't for
some
that,
of the movies we watched.
yeah, but if it wasn't for the trailer, I think I would have given a lot better rating. So that's 5 indiglows out of 10.
Yeah.
So I guess on to our next review.